Okay, well, how many times do you just stop and say, my life is just not going exactly the way I want it to? I'm not where I want to be. I'm not who I want to be. Well, Monica Magnetti, our next guest, says, you know what? All it takes is 30 days and you can be a whole new person and have a whole new life. Absolutely. Monica, this 30 days, that doesn't sound like a long time to change everything.
Yeah, it's true. It doesn't, and yet it really works. As long as you are willing to wanting to live an intentional life, and then you can just step outside of what you know and really open up to a wide new perspective of observing your life and deciding what works for you to reach the goals.
Okay. You've got an accompanying piece. You've got a workbook here called 30 Days to a New You. So what we need to do then is fill out this workbook day by day. And you've said right in here, don't cheat, don't go ahead. Why is that?
I say that because in my previous two books, it's a looser format and people are allowed to do what they want. And in this one, I say, don't. Just really follow the formula. And because the formula is created so that it builds up.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can fill in the workbook by writing in the book, or you can actually download from my website.
Okay.
So you can just type it in if that works better for you.
All right. Well, let's talk about some of the days then.
Yeah.
I've just randomly selected some, and you can tell us what those steps are.
Yes, absolutely.
Right away from day one, seemed a good place to start. Identify your heart's desire. What does that mean?
Yes, the heart desire is what gives us passion and what motivates us to really wake up in the morning and say, wow, this is my life.
How do we find out what that is? Because a lot of people say, I'm willing to do that, I just don't know what I want.
Yes, and that's true, and that's part of the process of the book, is just sort of really get to know yourself and find out who you are in the moment, really without preconceived idea, without judgment, without drama. You know, really find out if you already don't know what makes you tick. Find out by knowing yourself.
Okay.
And set your goals according to your heart desire.
Okay.
So.
And we do that as we move on to day 4 by creating an atmosphere around us. What do we do?
Creating an atmosphere is consciously choosing what works for you. And this book is all about living an intentional life so that we pick what works to get to our goals other than let circumstances run us. So if whatever we decide as an observer, what is the best atmosphere that works for me to get to my goals? And then we just consciously choose to pick that.
And when you say an atmosphere, what does that mean? The people we're surrounding ourselves with? The work we do?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It includes everything and is really detailed to you. You know, this book is really truly detailed to each individual. There is no set formula. There is not, it has to be done this way. As you know, some people like to work under pressure. Some people like to work under relax and be serene. So what is the atmosphere that works for you?
By the time we get to day 10, keep what works, throw out what doesn't.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we all know what works for us. We all know what it doesn't. You know, keep your mind open because those circumstances can always change. And yet, you know, don't rule on what doesn't work for you and just go with what works.
And one of the other things I love that you said in here, it's all about your attitude. You can choose to dictate your life rather than have your life happen to you.
Yes, yes. It's really shifting into living an intentional life. It's really about that, about letting go with what doesn't work and really being a place of choice. Okay. You know, am I going to go right? Am I going to go left? I mean, am I going to go right or am I going to go left? And then you decide, I'm going to go right and I'm going to be intentional. And if, you know, and I'm going to just leave it 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Monica is living that life herself. She's going to be doing a book signing at Kohl's today. Also, you can see her at the Edmonton Women's Show this weekend. It's at Northlands, of course. For tickets, you go to edmontonshows.com. We have a copy of this book to give away right now. So what we'll do is, well, first caller through, get right to it. If you want to change your life, 30 days to a new you, 412-2790, 412-2790. First caller through. This workbook is yours, and you can be the person you really want and deserve to be. Thank you, Monica, for being here today.
You're welcome.
And best of luck at the Women's Show this weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.